Are these movies great as they are, aka one-of-a-kind gems, or are they movies that should have definitely gotten a sequel? You be the judge of this. I bet we're gonna see some heated arguments in the comments. Either way, join me and let's see the greatest standalone movies that really left the door open to a sequel. I'm gonna start off with one title that's been played over and over in my TiVo Stream 4K Dash, World War Z. Shh, listen carefully. If you really focus, you can hear the yells of the book fans who were, obviously as is tradition, really disappointed about World War Z the movie. Still, despite the fact that this movie really had little in common with the book it's adapted from, World War Z is still one of the craziest zombie movies ever done. First of all, it has fast zombies, so outrunning them is pretty much impossible. Then, these zombies also tend to create some type of zombie ladders, so there's no place that is actually safe. Then, the movie ends with an insane teaser that really sets things up for a sequel. Plus, while this movie has a pretty straightforward and simple plot, the book is actually a collection of memories from dozens of people who saw the zombie apocalypse beginning. Who needs shows like Fear the Walking Dead when you could have a zombie outbreak in North Korea? Think about it. World War Z 2 could be even better than Train to Busan. There's another movie in my TiVo that's getting pretty heavy rotation. But this one is really hard to sell to people, especially when I'm pitching the idea of a sequel. But bear with me, cause it's good. Really good. I mean, even though it's called Real Steel, and that's not the only thing kind of working against it, since the plot is basically Hugh Jackman repairing boxing robots, this movie is really, seriously, dramatically underrated. Real Steel came out about a decade ago and flopped pretty dramatically thanks to its insane promise.
Let's make some money!
Imagine Rocky in the future, where people don't do the boxing anymore. Instead, they have Transformers types of robots doing the boxing for them. It sounds a bit more ethical and safe than regular boxing, which shouldn't make for a good drama, but Real Steel somehow manages to do so. This is a really fun, fast-paced, and heartwarming movie. Really, think of it like Rocky crossed with Transformers, or better yet, Pacific Rim. And tell others about it. Maybe we finally get a sequel because there's tons of potential here. And now, for those movies that were and still are truly great and could get a sequel anytime, if only Hollywood would listen. First off, we have Fifth Element, a movie so good, it should probably have its own category in my TiVo. Unfortunately though, as amazing as this Android dongle is, it can only recommend me Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. That's a 2017 movie, also made by Luc Besson, featuring almost the same ingredients that made The Fifth Element great. Unfortunately, it's missing that magic combo with Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich, and Chris Tucker. So, while you could argue Valerian is a spiritual sequel to Fifth Element, I'm gonna go ahead and say nah, not good enough. I don't know about you, but I'd watch a movie with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich getting older together in that crazy Fifth Element universe. Then, there's this absolute gem sitting in my save stuff on TiVo. Did you know that there was a movie that was basically Matrix, but even better, and before the Matrix? Enter Dark City, and prepare to be mesmerized. This sci-fi movie from Alex Proyas is also a masterpiece of film noir, and even though it was eclipsed by the Matrix coming out a year later, this was the movie that truly deserved the sequel. No offense, Keanu, but the second and third Matrix were weak. Anyway, back to Dark City. This movie was written by the same guy who wrote the screenplays for the Dark Knight trilogy and Blade. And those were pretty dark movies, but Dark City is truly a place where the sun has no place. I can't tell you much about it without spoiling it, so I'm just gonna tell you this. It's a hard-boiled detective story that takes place in a world where people's memories can be altered at any moment and where everything appears to be a simulation. Really, Dark City is like the Matrix, but a lot more gothic and steampunk. Plus, without the there's no spoon Neo mumbo jumbo to explain away a murky, confusing plot. Could this be why it didn't get a sequel? Was it too smart for Hollywood? If you saw it, I'd sure love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Another fantastic movie that became a cult classic and unfortunately stands alone is Serenity by Joss Whedon. Well, there's also the TV show Firefly, which is a fantastic choice if you want to binge on some unique sci-fi. But the movie took those characters from the show and really upped the stakes.
Y'all got on this boat for different reasons, but y'all come to the same place. So now I'm asking more of you than I have before. As sure as I know anything, I know this. I am to misbehave.
Serenity is basically a Western movie in a sci-fi setting and features an amazing cast. Nathan Fillion, River Tam, Alan Tudyk, and an Oscar winner before he won the Oscar. Don't confuse it with the 2019 McConaughey flick. I'm talking here about the Serenity that came out in 2005 and gave Chiwetel Ejiofor his mega big break in Hollywood. Here, he plays one of the most complex villains I've seen in sci-fi. And I do think he's earned the chance to reprise his role, don't you? Well, that is if you've seen the movie. If you didn't, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I find awesome stuff for you to watch every week on the clock. And I don't mean just Netflix stuff. I mean the best of everything from any app, thanks to this little gadget right here. Anyway, before I go out looking for even more things for you to watch, I want to present you the last movie that really needs a sequel, like yesterday. Ready? It's Get Out! This movie spawned 1,000 memes and 1,000 questions about this universe.
Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Rose, we gotta go.
Is everything okay?
It's been 3 years since Jordan Peele got the Oscar for the Best Original Screenplay and almost landed the Best Picture too. While you might think this funny and scary examination of racism was a self-contained story, I think there's still plenty of material to explore and fully flesh out the movie universe. Here's a few questions I'd like answered in a new movie, but you know, if you have an answer, drop it in the comments. Like, okay, I kinda got the idea, but why was Rose getting away with so much stuff? And did no X-Avers catch her? I've been thinking about that a lot, and I'd like a Get Out 2 that's dedicated to just exploring the Armitage family in depth. Or, you know, even a straightforward Get Out 2 that follows what happened after the first movie. Because I don't think anyone could get out of trouble that fast with no consequences. What do you think? Do we have enough here for a sequel, or should we just let this one go and see what new ideas Jordan Peele has? You know where to find me. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you know the next time I upload a video. Adios, ciao, salud, goodbye, and whatever else you want me to say.